Please hang up and try again.
Give it another go. If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again.
It worked that time. I don't know what the fuck happened the first time.
Let's frickin' go. Yep, there we go. It's live.
Okay, cool. So I'm assuming we're live on Twitch. I'm bad.
We're about to be. I'm gonna go live now.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. We're live.
Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
Excellent. Here we are. We here.
Made it. We're a little late, but that's okay. Had slight technical difficulties. For some reason, OBS and YouTube did not want to connect. I don't know what I really don't know what happened there. I literally hit stop streaming and then hit start streaming and it just worked. So
well, you know YouTube, man. They're always doing some crazy shit.
I know, right? Speaking of YouTube, did I tell you my mom called me 2 nights ago? And my sister had made some videos and like put them on YouTube, right? Just dumb videos.
Yep.
My mom's like, you're not supposed to be doing that. So she was irritated. And so she called me and she's like, how do you delete a YouTube channel? Or like the videos or whatever. I was like, Mom, just Google it. And then she's like, I don't know how to do that on my phone, like all on my phone at the same time. And so I was like, okay. So I literally Googled it for her. I sent her the link and she's like, why does a YouTube page thing take me to Google support? I was like, Google owns YouTube. Like get with the times. Like Google's on YouTube for years. Like, oh my God. So yeah.
What an acquisition.
Well, it just reminds me. Did I tell you about I have a buddy of mine that I used to game with a lot. He was in the Army. And he messaged me a few weeks ago. Remember when they did that emergency test on everybody's phones?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, his mom was like, they're gonna brainwash you, and she got rid of her.
One of those.
Yeah, she totally got rid of like her entire phone plan. Like her whole phone. She got rid of the whole fucking thing. And she won't get another phone. And it's just like, what are we doing? Like, it's just
misinformation strong.
Oh
wow,
my God, dude.
That's incredible.
Such boomer vibes.
It really is a sign of the times, though, in a world where the news isn't really the news. You don't know if it's the news anymore. There's so much just shit out there. You hear something and it's like you either just take it for the truth or you spend like 30 hours researching it to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. You're like, all right, I need
Such
to go.
A mess.
I need to go to CNN, and then I need to go to Fox, and then maybe I'll get the entire story. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not trying to get political here. It was just something funny. Just older folks just not understanding of technology.
Yeah, I did literally just yesterday. We were playing Pathfinder, and then my friends, we were playing Magic. And my friend's mother called for help with some computer issue she was having. She was trying to take a screenshot of something. It wasn't working, and I was just waiting, and I heard them on the phone, and I heard the word snipping tool mentioned, and my friend wasn't familiar with snipping tool, so I was like, I can help.
Yeah,
I use the snipping tool. Yeah. So we did a little troubleshooting, and took a minute, but we got it done. We got there.
Snipping tool is like the low key one of the most useful features I've found on my PC. I use it all the time at work. I use it all the time at work. People are like, "What are you looking at?" And I'll be like, snip it and like throw it through Teams and be like, "This is what I'm looking at. Like, this is what I see." You know what I mean? Like. And then
it's way more convenient than your print screen, go into Paint, paste it, save it.
I wish I would have known about the snipping tool way before I ever had to do all that print screen nonsense, because I always hated doing it. Mm-hmm. I always hated it.
Very obnoxious.
Fucking stupid. Well, the other problem with print screen is if you have multi-monitor, it gets the whole thing.
Right, all of it. Yeah, your whole display.
And then you gotta fucking like crop it at that point, and it's like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is snipping tool with extra steps. This is exactly what this is.
Too true, dude.
Oh my God. Anyways, hey, buddy, what have you been playing?
Hey, buddy. I beat a game, Cody. I beat a game.
Congratulations. What game?
Finished Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Did it live up to the entire expectation from beginning to end?
The first 30 minutes I played of the game, I was super iffy about it. Like
Yeah.
the aesthetic was perfect. It's a real spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio.
Right.
But then I got to the point where I had to do combat in the game, and I was like, I don't know about this. This feels fucking weird. But luckily I went back to it and I played through the whole game. I beat the storyline. So I'm post game now, and I'm probably going to boot it up tomorrow to start working on my completion of getting all the graffiti spots and all the hidden outfits and everything. Great game. Just truly a joy. Just a spark of joy in my gaming life right now.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear that you had the dedication that I generally do not to actually complete a fucking game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think my next playthrough is probably going to be I'm going to download Peter Griffin and beat the game as him.
Download,
because the modding community for this game is wild.
Oh, is it?
Yes, dude.
They
have built a tool that like lets you easily just import pretty much any Blender file, and just quickly read it up to the skeleton. There's this one YouTube channel I found that's just like every week they have like a new character that they've imported, and they've got like a video of this character skating around set to like some like real like hip-hop version of some song. Like for the Peter Griffin one, it was like some weird remix of like bird's a word, and it just like really sounded like something you'd hear in the game.
Right.
Phenomenal.
Have you thought about being Sonic?
I have not, but I'm sure there's a mod there for Sonic.
The only reason I bring up
his
Sonic,
soap shoes.
Yeah, like I feel like it's just a natural fit into that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, moving fast. Yeah. You got the soap shoes, definitely.
Yeah, that was the first thing when you were like Peter Griffin. I was like, what about Sonic? I don't know. Anyways, no, that's great.
Yeah.
Did you play anything else other than D&D tonight or no?
I did play this other thing. Did I post this recording that I did of Half Sword?
Yeah, I saw that. And the only reason I didn't play it is because it's so early. It looks like it's so early in testing. I was just like,
there's really not much to it.
Yeah.
So Half Sword is this physics-based melee combat game where basically your like left click is your right hand and your right click is your left hand, which is backwards, first of all.
Right.
But you just like hold the button to like put your weapon out and just like swing it around, and it's fucking goofy nonsense, and it's pretty fun. I posted this video of me getting a shovel and beating people to death with this shovel. Then I got another shovel, so I was dual wielding shovels at everybody and just like.
Oh man! You know what that reminds me? Have you ever played the game Overgrowth?
That's what I thought of too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I bought that game ages ago.
Same.
Like before I had a computer that could really run it.
Yeah.
And I haven't gone back to actually dig into it, but I love that game as a concept. I love the just everything about it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember playing it in like 2013, so it's literally been a decade now.
Rabbit person melee combat.
Yeah, dude. And I remember I was like, hey, this is like super cool, especially because there wasn't really any game like it at the time.
No,
like, your Examina hadn't came out yet or anything like that. There wasn't
that sort of physics-based melee combat thing. That was not like, it's kind of like a genre almost now. Like there are a lot of games that do that.
Yeah, because what's one you guys play? Quartet? No, what is it?
Hellish Court.
Hellish Court, that's what I'm thinking. I'm glad you knew where I was going. Yeah.
Yeah, that one also physics simulation.
Yeah. So
something about it just feels good, you know?
Well, it's like QWOP on crack is really what all this is.
That's
absolutely. Really what all this is.
Just another flavor of that.
Yeah. But instead of just getting insanely frustrated, you're getting frustrated that you're not doing what you want to do while also cutting off people's arms and stuff. So it makes it at least a little bit
precisely
more at least a little bit more entertaining. No, I get the reason for wanting to do that. So no, that's cool. No, I did watch that video and I was like, oh, this looks cool because I really wanted you to sweep the leg. I wanted you to sweep the leg, and then like come down on his chest or something. I was just like,
it's so incredible. Like at one point I got I don't know. It's all wild. It's so interesting. I hope they can make an actual game out of it because it's pretty fun. But what about you, man? What have you been playing?
So I have been I'm still playing the Steam Deck, getting a little burnout in here and there. I got my Steam Deck dock, and I am a pretty big fan of that. I played Burnout on there. Um, I haven't. The game I probably will play the most once I get into it. I downloaded or I got Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3.
Bro.
On the Steam Deck, and I was just like, because I played it as a kid, right? You know what I mean?
Okay, so you got some of the nostalgia for it.
Yeah, another game that I downloaded that I tried to play and I got my ass totally fucking beat was fucking Budokai Tenkaichi 3 or whatever.
Oh shit, yeah.
The old Dragon Ball Z game. I can't
Yes,
even
dude.
beat who is it, Raditz? The first dude you fight.
I see, like one of the first ones,
yeah, dude, like I'm just sitting there getting my ass kicked. It doesn't help that like all the controls are PlayStation controls and I'm using an Elite controller.
Yeah, Xbox.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
all the prompts are wrong.
Yeah. It was like circle. I was like, is circle left or right? Like I don't remember. Like I say as I have a PlayStation 5 controller sitting directly above my head. But you know what I mean? Like
it's hard, man.
Yeah, I was just like, fuck. And yeah,
that's funny. That game has so many characters. Tenkaichi. Oh my god,
it's such a good game. It's not a game I want to play undocked because I know how hard that. I remember how hard that game is on like the thumbsticks and the fucking buttons.
Oh like, right, yeah, you just wear all your shit down.
Yeah. I'm not trying to do that. I'm gonna be honest. The best game for my Steam Deck so far that I've found to play undocked is Burnout. Like it's literally perfect. Like. It runs great. Just
boot it up wherever you are.
Yeah, you boot it up. It runs completely fine. There's no missing content. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole ass game. So I'm playing some of that. But honestly, I've been bouncing outside of that. I've been bouncing back and forth in between RuneScape and New World.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So after you kind of gave me a little tutorial on RuneScape, I did play it a little bit over the weekend, and then. But I had also watched a video of Asmongold, like also watching somebody else playing the new DLC for New World. And the mounts and stuff. And I was like, man, like
I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, well the mounts are good, especially because like they don't fuck around and you can like I leveled it from literally like 0 to like 100 in maybe an hour. Like they don't
oh, wow.
They don't fuck around.
You don't have to sit there and grind forever.
Yeah, you can like I was able to get it up to because my character was level 40, it was like level 48. And so to get to like the second tier of the riding skill, which is where you get to ride on the dire wolf instead of just the horse or whatever, you'll do these races around and they're really simple, you know what I mean? You just race around the fucking map. And after you complete a race, you get a riding skill, and then you get like an equipment item, like a horseshoe or something like that will give you some kind of buff, right? And then you just go complete these, and then but it just makes the travel around the map so much faster.
How does it feel? Is it just kind of like the same as like running around but faster, or does it feel different?
It's noticeable leveling up the skill. When you first level it up, your horse looks like it's running around with Crocs on. Like it just looks weird. Like it's just weird. Like it looks like you don't know what you're doing. The horse doesn't know what it's doing. Like nobody knows what it's doing.
That's
and
really
then as
funny.
you level it up, like it starts to become like the animation. And maybe this is me like placebo effect. I don't know, but this was my experience. And then as I leveled it up, like it became the ride is smoother. You run faster. When you sprint, you go far. Like the bar isn't necessarily longer, right? But like you sprint faster, like your sprint speed's increased and stuff as you hit different levels of the riding skill and stuff like that. So so it's like it's a good experience. So I obviously
there he is.
Oh, there he is, ruining the cameras. Cameras are still ruined.
Tim, are you there? Tim, we can't hear you.
I don't know if he's talking.
It's not doesn't appear to be talking.
Hello?
Tim will be our silent partner for now.
Yeah, it looks like. And it's not letting me edit. Okay. What the hell?
What the hell, YouTube?
not even YouTube, man. It's fucking. It's OBS.
Hmm.
Ah.
So, what do you like more, RuneScape?
Yes.
Oh shit, there he
There
is.
he is.
Tim.
Oh, that's why.
Maybe there he is.
Maybe. Maybe.
I'm here. I'm just on push to talk.
Okay.
Oh,
I gotta turn him down a little bit.
Yeah, so for me, I'm assuming you're going to ask what I like better, RuneScape or New World.
Right.
For me, I don't mind RuneScape. I'll tell you what really bothers me about RuneScape, and I understand why this is in the game. But it puts me off when I have access to a game like New World, is when I look at the map and I see how much of the content is blocked off because I don't pay premium. And
Yeah.
I'm just like there's a bunch of like quests I can see like on my map, and it's like premium, and I'm just like, well, I'm not premium though, so it's like totally useless for me. You know what I mean? So it's just like, well, I can go play New World and have access to all the content. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that remains a really, really strong point for games that are just, you buy them once and you have access to the game. You do not have to pay a subscription fee.
Right.
They do expansions.
Right.
That's how Guild Wars 2 does it as well.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of merit to that kind of system as opposed to a subscription fee.
Right. So, and that's the other piece is like I didn't even have to buy the expansion to have access to other content that they've come out with, because they've had like the Angry Earth expansion. Which
Yeah, they've
was,
had some big free updates.
I'll tell you what, I jumped in the game and I was running around racing on that horse to get like my riding skill up or whatever. Dude, it's super cool. Like in areas that like used to be like normal farmland and shit, there's these gigantic roots that are coming out of the ground or whatever, and the houses are like on top of them and stuff.
No
like,
way.
Broken apart. Dude, it's super dope. And that's one of the things for me that New World is kind of always makes me want to come back, is I feel like they nailed the world, and like running around is fun. Resource gathering is fun. All that kind of stuff is very enjoyable. It was more kind of like there wasn't a
Very
whole lot
satisfying, yeah.
there wasn't a whole lot to like the end game, right? And then like we all kind of fell off of it in general. But like I think
dude, after that debacle with the like PvP where people could just glitch and take over all the territories, and like it was all those territory issues, man.
Right. Yeah, and like it made sense why we kind of.
Dude, I watched a full breakdown of like that, plus all of the economic, like the infinite money glitches. Then they turned off people's ability to trade at all. Then they did all of the problems with the in-game economy, plus the PvP issues. Kind of, I think, turned a lot of people away from what otherwise was a pretty good game. But Cody, I get what you're saying. I hate the only subscription game I ever had was I paid for Mortal Online for like 3 months. When I played it a lot, but it's always been a barrier to me. It's hard to do that, and the games that like Mortal is actually the biggest sinner of this. You have to buy Mortal and have the subscription. Like now, if you buy Mortal 2, you it's free, no subscription until they turn it on, but it's technically not fully released yet either. So
I literally had a dream, or you could say nightmare, 2 nights ago. All I remember from it was looking at my Steam library and seeing Mortal Online 2 in there. Please tell me I didn't buy that.
That's funny. I'll tell you what. I don't think it's.
I almost did.
Oh man, no.
Stay strong, Tim.
There's so many other MMOs you could get that you could go play RuneScape. Like honestly, I don't really mind.
I could just go play ESO. ESO is really enjoyable at this point.
I know a lot of people like ESO. I tried to jump into ESO. It was earlier this year. I tried to jump into it when they had that new expansion come out, because they were having like some big weekend. And so like I re-downloaded it, I jumped into it, and it just I just don't like it. But I'm happy for anybody who does. But like RuneScape, the thing with RuneScape, I don't really mind RuneScape. Like even the grinding and stuff. Like I was sitting there grinding because I found Adventurer John or whatever, who gives you like all the initial quests. Or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, you get your wood chopping skill up to 20 or 5 or whatever the fuck it was, right? And I'll give you this stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. So Nora was sitting here in my lap. And I'm sitting here, I'm chopping down this thing of trees, and then I'm turning all the wood into campfires, So then my campfire's like going up, and then I'm just sitting there doing this. It's like, and that like that, I was cool with that, right? Like, I was cool with sitting there doing that.
Very chill.
Yeah, it was like, it's relaxing. I had a college football game on that I'm paying more attention to than really what I'm doing, and like I was having an okay time. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna go do some quests, and then I opened up the map to kind of like get my bearings of where I want to go, and then I was like, it was like premium. I was like, well, fuck this, I'm gonna go play New World. You know what I mean? Like that's really, so that's the only thing that really turned me off about it. If I get the phone piece set up, I might be more interested, right? You know what I mean? Because then it's like, oh, I can spend 30 minutes here doing whatever. Not a big deal. But yeah, like...
Yeah, the mobile access is nice.
Yeah, so that's kind of what turned me off of RuneScape a little bit. You know, I was just kind of like... I don't know. And also...
it makes sense.
I just think New World is just fucking... I just like to be in that world. Like, I really do. That's the only MMO I've ever had that feeling about, too. That, like, I'm in the world, and I'm just like, oh, I'm just riding around, like, whatever. And I'm totally cool with it until something completely ganks me. Because I don't really, like, I don't think my class is set up the way it should be anymore. Like,
you feel maybe a little under-optimized.
Well, I did look up like what the best weapons are because I've added some with the expansion. They added a flail and shield, by the way. If you're interested in that.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, they did add that, and I was like, that sounds.
So
cool
finally, another weapon that you can use with the shield instead of just the sword and shield.
Yeah. And they did announce. I think they have an expansion coming out. I'm pretty sure. I know they have an expansion coming out in December. I don't know if it's like a paid or a free, but I'm pretty sure. In the news, it said that they're going to have dual axes.
Nice.
Instead of just a hatchet.
Yeah, because the hatchet was just like a single, like one-handed axe, but nothing in your offhand, right?
Right. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, and it's still one of the best weapons. Just FYI. Maybe that was Valheim I was reading. Updates for that further Thanksgiving event. You can get a hammer that's a turkey leg. Stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. I'm gonna stop talking about New World. We can talk about what actually happened this week.
Sure.
Which really the biggest news for me that kind of came across that I saw was Xbox is partnering with. Let me make sure I get this right. In-World AI. To basically bring AI voice acting and things to future games, which is why we named this episode "The Never Ending Side Quests," because they want to generate side quests and voice acting just in the game, kind of thing. Is basically what the article gets down to, or whatever. Is what it hints at. I can't. They don't say anything directly, right? And I just kind of want to get you guys' thoughts on like what you think about that in general. Any opinions?
Yeah. I mean, I think the idea of a video game, like Cody, you always talk about this. You wish that you had a game that you could just play forever, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people feel that way, and they look at generative AI as a way to create games that can just be played forever and constantly have fresh new content. And I think that that's certainly a way to achieve that. Nothing wrong with that. We can have that, and we can have cool crafted experiences too.
Right.
As long as the AI is, not just ripping shit from the internet that doesn't belong to it.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw this. Scarlett Johansson is suing a company that used her likeness. Basically, it used...
Oh, I did.
Yeah, so, Tim, I don't know if you know, but for anybody who doesn't know, Scarlett Johansson, it starts with a video of Scarlett Johansson talking about something else, and then it flips to, I think it's like a picture generator or something like that. I don't really remember what the service was, but it flips to that, and it goes from her, like, it goes from the video of her showing their product, and it goes from what she was saying to an AI generated, like, text that sounds like her, kind of thing.
Right.
So it seems like she's endorsing it. And there's like a little disclaimer on there saying, like this isn't, actually Scarlett Johansson. But
right.
Scarlett Johansson and them are like, her legal team is like, fuck you. And so they're suing them, which is good. Like, this is the whole reason why you had the writer's strike and everything recently, is to avoid situations like this. And Justin, like you said, this is what I'm worried about. I do want a never-ending game. I think it's super cool. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they have AI models, and it's very complicated to set up and all that kind of stuff. But for Skyrim, and you can like legitimately talk to like Lydia or some of the other companions, and like you can have like conversations.
I've seen this, and it's like really good. Where like it's based on the character and like based on what they've seen in the world. That's how their responses are put towards you.
Right. So I really enjoy that. I think that's super fucking cool. But also I do worry, like Justin said, about like just things kind of getting ripped. And there's got to be a happy middle ground here, right? Because maybe we could make a game that's like not forever, right? Because I think you're always gonna have. There's always probably gonna be a need for like expansions and stuff like that to add new features to keep interest and stuff like that. But maybe these games that not the live service games, so maybe you have a single player game and the AI will help craft like a daily quest type thing. So you log in and you're able and your companion will be like, oh hey, I heard this rumor, blah blah blah, and it's just a totally AI generated fucking spin-off thing, you know what I mean? Something like that. I don't know. It's
almost like the concept of a rogue like game, right? You get something new each time you run in, but it has limited parameters,
right?
So I think the idea of these generative games is basically removing those limiters and finding a way to just let more and more things happen, more and more branching possibilities.
Yeah. Because it's honestly a big reason, and I'm going to bring anime into this, but it's like Shangri-La. I don't know if you watched that at all, Justin, right?
Not yet, but I definitely want to.
Yeah. So Shangri-La is like, it's about the God tier MMO, and like, there's a bunch of like random stuff that happens in that game. And like, obviously, there's no way all that fucking shit is handcrafted. Like, they can say it's handcrafted because it's anime, but anybody with a brain knows that there's no way that all the random shit that's happening to all these players in an MMO is handcrafted. You know what I mean? So, being able to put it in an MMO space, and maybe this AI generates a unique quest just for your character, and you get a unique item, and as long as it's not totally fucking broken. You know what I mean? But you can, and then you can have special experiences and stuff like that you normally couldn't have, and that's why it's cool to watch a show like Shangri-La. It's why a lot of people connected with Sword Art Online, because it's the same idea of that kind of thing. So I there's good possibilities here, but there's also, and as much as we kind of like tote Microsoft and Game Pass and all this stuff, Microsoft's $1 trillion company that doesn't really care about you. We'd have to remember this. So
yes,
they will like try and rip people off if they get the chance, if it will make the money. So I mean, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's a kind of a double-edged sword, and I'm a little nervous to see where this goes, but hopefully it's handled properly. I don't know. Tim, did you have any thoughts on this?
Other than you bringing anime into this is my surprised face. But no, so like, I don't mind the use of AI as a tool, but I think companies are thinking of this in the wrong way. There's companies that are like, yeah, we're not using AI at all. And there's companies that are like, yeah, we're all in on AI. And I think, like you guys were saying, the games that are going to come out of this the best are going to be the ones that do both. Like, think about if you had, it's ironic that you talked about Skyrim, because I was going to talk about Bethesda games. Their generative content, right? Their random open seed side quest shit. You could pretty easily generate that shit using AI and have it be less static than it is currently, because currently, even in Starfield, there's only so many mission types that you get for those generative things. Go here, kill X, bring this to here, right? So you could have your awesome handcrafted set piece moments that your developers could focus on more, and then you could also still have your, in an MMO, daily side quests, right? Whatever that is.
Right.
at least in part AI generated. Like maybe you still have voice actors do. I don't know if I love the idea of AI voice acting because it cuts the human element out. And some of my favorite voice actors ever, I don't think you're going to see Troy Baker or Nolan North replaced with AI, but
I mean, Troy Baker was the guy who was like trying to do the AI thing, but yeah,
he was,
True.
Which is crazy, and he's backtracked on that since. But like, I don't think you're gonna get the pinnacle voice acting performances that you get. You're not gonna get a Geralt of Rivia, even though ironically there is an AI out there that people use to generate content for The Witcher 3 using Geralt's voice. But there's an uncanny valley level to that, right? I think that I don't think AI will ever completely replace the artistic side of games, but you can certainly use it to supplement the mechanical part of games. And I think that could be something special. And I think you could have your Bethesda style open world, your MMO RPG style games, JRPGs even. You could have a massive JRPG where you do that kind of thing. Specifically for those types of games, I think it could do wonders. So that's kind of where my head's at, where it's a scary thing that a lot of developers and a lot of artists out there are like, you won't replace us. But I don't think we need to. I think we need to let you focus on being more creative and do cooler shit. And then the monotonous part of the part of the design that you don't like doing, we can probably leave that up to AI at some point. That could lead to some pretty cool shit. So I'm interested to see where this goes.
Yeah, using AI as a tool to streamline things. I'll use this as an example. So at my job, I do resiliency work, right? So like sapper, suicide, all that kind of stuff, right? Talking about prevention and this, that, and the other thing. We did a connection event, basically, right? Trying to get people to connect and find similar groups and hobbies and stuff like that. And one of the ideas that we had was to like be a conversation starter is have name tags that fit the hobby groups, right? That people could pick as they come in, right? I'm gonna tell you what, I can't come up with all these ideas, but you know who can? Fucking ChatGPT. I hopped on there and I started typing in prompts. I'd be like, hey, cool conversation starters for running, right? And it pops something up, and then you refine it from there, right? Until you get some funny stuff, and it'd be like funny movie quotes. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And like, so, and then we put them all on a table and people really liked them. They came in, they put them on, and then you could see people be like, what is that? You know what I mean? And it helps people talk to each other. So it streamlined that whole piece instead of me having to sit there and come up with like 50 ideas to write on, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so I've enjoyed, personally, I've already enjoyed AI and ChatGPT as a way to streamline some work that I do, and that's just like menial admin shit. I can't imagine like how you could use it to streamline, like maybe like getting like you take some voices and you put them to the character, and maybe you just put in the AI piece and then it automatically does it for you instead of you having, and then you can just go in and tweak it as is or something like that. I don't know. That's just a random example, but yeah, I don't know. It's
it's one of those things. I think I saw Luke Lafreniere from the Wayne Show. This was like a year ago when GPT became like a big thing, like about, right? Like it's been a thing, but it became more of a thing. He said that there's all these writers that are worried about losing their jobs, and all these coders that are worried about losing their jobs. And he proposed at the time, and I kind of think the same thing's applicable in a lot more fields than this. The future isn't AI taking people's jobs. The future is people get really good at using the AI to do a better job. Those are the people who are going to thrive in the new AI world, is using it as a tool instead of using it as a complete replacement.
Yeah, totally agree. So, but we'll see. I've just, I always worry big companies getting their hands on tools that can skirt around things to save production costs and stuff. And
I just realized we're so positive on AI this episode. I feel like I need to change my take. Skynet, fuck this, stop it now.
I do have a negative take. My company that I work for, we recently had like a little meeting talking about open enrollment for healthcare elections. Mm-hmm. And it included, the first thing was just like this video presentation but after the first minute, I realized that the entire narration was done by an AI. And
wow.
it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, we sell these like $1 million planes. Like, you could just pay somebody to record this and it won't sound so fucking weird and janky.
Yeah, that's I still haven't come to. Have you guys seen like all the AI generated like YouTube shorts and shit? And they're all like motivational and stuff.
I don't think so.
I scroll through like I'm big on shorts and just like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Like kill some time, taking a shit or whatever. It kills my 5 minutes or whatever. Yeah, man. Like there's a bunch of these people that are just using AI generated images and like voices to do like motivational stuff these days. And that thing it'll pump it out every fucking day, and you don't really have to do anything to get it to do it, and it makes money, right? Because it's all based on views and shit, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just kind of one of them things. Just
more and more mass, useless mass.
Yeah, that is true. Shortening my attention span even more. Anyways. So yeah, I'm trying to buy these fucking Warhammer books before this goddamn deal on Humble Bundle expires.
The RPG books?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Humble Bundle to send me this fucking code.
It's a good deal.
It is a good deal for $25. Like, I don't have a whole
If anybody's trying to get some Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40K RPG books right now, go to Humble Bundle.
Oh, they also, not only that, they have an adventure starter kit, and they've got Cyberpunk and some other ones on there.
Even better.
Yeah, so if you're not just a Warhammer fiend, kind of like we are. Anyways, what was the other?
Nostalgia. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, nostalgia is king. I don't know if everybody knows what I'm talking about, but Fortnite brought back its original map and probably broke every concurrent player record ever, and will probably hold it for all of eternity until they break it again. They had 44 million players playing a day when they released the map. So that's probably
so much.
Yeah, it is a lot. So it's probably not concurrent, but like 44 million in a 24-hour span, individual accounts, like that's absolutely fucking insane. But
yeah, that's huge.
It shows you that nostalgia is king. If you have nostalgia, because when did the original Fortnite come out? Was it 2016?
I don't even remember, man.
Let's see.
Could be a good while ago now.
Can't spell.
Yeah, I didn't play it when it originally came out.
Oh, Fortnite Save the World. Oh, okay. So Fortnite Save the World came out on July 25th, but Fortnite initial release date was July 21st, 2017. So I don't.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, 2017. So I wasn't too far off. So it's the same. Fortnite is the same age as my daughter. My daughter was born
it's wild.
in October of 2017. So, anyways, crazy.
Definitely, nostalgia is a strong thing, man.
Morrowind's old enough to drink alcohol, so I definitely understand.
Yeah, Morrowind is it's a super old game, but I just it's just weird because didn't Fortnite just recently like or didn't like Epic just recently cut a bunch of people's jobs?
Epic had quite a few layoffs recently.
So that's something, and not to get like totally into that topic or whatever, because I think we've kind of talked about that already. But like, it's just crazy to me, right? Like it's literally
record highs, layoffs,
right? Like, it's literally the most popular game on the planet. Like, I don't really know. Like, there's no way to really argue against it, right? Like, Fortnite is gaming at this point. You know what I mean? And as like a like an
it's a pinnacle.
Overview. Yeah. And it's just like what in the fuck, man? Like 44 million. How do your servers even handle that?
It's incredible, dude. I would be really curious to see like how they operate the back end of that game because it's got to be insane.
It's got to be absolutely everything was
Like running
hot.
across all these different platforms.
Oh my
like, god damn.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, like I just
think it's wild that in a year, because there's in a year where I've been hearing for like 2 years about how we're in a recession or about to hit a recession, and we haven't, and all these companies are still hitting record profits. Like I think Bungie made more money last year than ever in its history, and yet they still, because everyone was projecting that they were going to make more money, they're like, oh, we have to cut jobs. I'm like, but you just made more money than you ever have in the history of your company. How does that make any fucking sense?
Yeah.
Well, Tim, that's just simple capitalism.
Yeah.
So you can give more money to
you know what the easiest way to cause a recession is? It's by acting like there's a recession when there's not a recession. Acting scared with your money and acting like when you're making record profits as a company, you cut people's fucking jobs. Like, yeah, you're going to cause a recession when there didn't need to be one. It's fucking ridiculous. I apologize for getting into the soapbox. It just pisses me off.
Yeah, the state of just the world economy right now, but of course, in particular, the video game industry, just crazy. Like, just crazy seeing who gets laid off, like the editor-in-chief of The Escapist getting laid off.
Right?
Which, of course, led to Yahtzee and the entire video content team for The Escapist quitting and deciding to do their own thing.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. I actually just read that article right before we started here. So what they originally, that was Forbes, I think, that you shared, was the link.
I think so.
They posted the story on like the 7th, and then they reposted it on the 8th because apparently they the entire video team from The Escapist was fired and or quit. And so The Escapist does not have a video team as of right now. Like everybody's fucking gone. And then within like 24 hours, they basically came out with this fucking video of their new company or new venture. I don't know. I don't really know if it's Second
Wind.
Yeah, and they were like, "This is what we're doing." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there had to be some kind of writing on the wall internally, and they were just like, "Okay, we're just gonna like do our own thing then," type deal.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if they kind of knew what was coming, but let me pull up the Patreon and see how they're doing here. Yeah, currently they're at 151 members, pulling in $2,633 a month. So yeah, for their first day of putting anything out that they've just put this together, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
They have a new YouTube channel as well. I'll check the numbers there. So they haven't actually, of course, done anything with this yet. Right. Yeah, they've got a solid 9,000 subscribers on there for now. But yeah, it's funny because I fairly recently got back into The Escapist and like Zero Punctuation, and I think I posted some of the cold take videos that they've been making that I really like. Like I've really enjoyed their content recently, and it's so funny for them to just shoot themselves in the foot and fuck it up and lose all of that in like one day.
Yeah, well, and I just don't understand. I feel like this happens a lot. This isn't just gaming journalism, but we'll just focus on gaming. It's not just gaming journalism that I feel like this happens to. It's like journalism in general is like this weird, cutthroat, like landscape, and it's like because people haven't been able to figure out, like companies haven't been able to figure out how to properly monetize it so they can pay the writers correctly. Right, and then also with the rise of AI, like that's so total transparency here. I was really thinking about, because I used to write about football, right? I was thinking about post retirement from the military, writing as like a sports journalism, right? But with the rise of AI and stuff like that, like I don't think that's going to be a actual venture that anybody's going to really be able to get into in the future, right? Like it's just going to be
use of like game logs and fucking box scores and all of that.
Yeah.
It'd be so easy to program an AI to just recap a game as to like who scored, what touchdown, when, how many yards. Like it would actually be really fucking easy to do that.
Right, and that's and like there will probably still be sports journalists. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's just gonna be such a small amount of people, right? Like right now, you need beat writers for like every team, right? And every team has like multiple beat writers. So like for I'm just using this as an example because I'm more familiar with it. But like Adam Teicher is the beat writer for the Chiefs for ESPN, or right? And then you have oh my god, I'm drawing a blank on his name. He's fucking amazing. Nate Taylor. He's the beat writer for the Chiefs for The Athletic. And then you have like Seth Kaiser, and he's kind of like a beat writer. He used to do it for Arrowhead Pride, and now he's kind of spun off and he kind of does his own thing, and he bounces around a bunch of different like podcasts and stuff like that or whatever. But like all these people are under the umbrella of the Chiefs, but they all like work for different companies and stuff like that. And all those are gonna like start to thin out. Right, because like they're going to be able to get the lower level and like the entry level folks that just do recaps and stuff like Tim's talking about, it can just get replaced by AI, right? And so like it's kind of the same thing with game journalism, where it's gonna be like, oh, Mario Wonder sold 18 million copies on release, blah 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 blah, like those basic articles that help people get paid, kind of thing. Or they're gonna turn to AI to generate those things. The only thing that you're really gonna see people really clicking for and people getting paid for is like the in-depth deep dives behind the scenes where you have to like actually go interview people and this, that, and the other thing. So it's just gonna be such a small pool.
There's always going to be a place for opinion pieces and reviews, because opinion pieces aren't something that AI can easily do, because AI
right, but opinion pieces aren't really going to pay.
Opinion.
Like me and you, we could write opinion. We could all write an opinion piece, right? But it's not going to pay a whole lot, right? Like for example, when I wrote for Arrowhead Addict or whatever, the way they did it is a penny a click. That's what you got paid, kind of thing. So that's why you see a lot of those, and this is in particular sports articles or whatever. They'll have like a blurb of like 3 paragraphs, and then I'll have a next button, right, to like another topic or talking about another player, because that's another click, that's another penny, all right? And so if you get somebody to read the whole article, you might get 5 cents, right, because you got them to do 5 clicks, right? But you have to be an engaging writer, and with the way things are today, like we're older, right? And we learned how to write and stuff like that. But like I hear it from my coworkers all the time who have older teenagers, right? Like 13-year-olds and stuff like that. And they are not good at writing. Like they don't know how to write because they're all used to texting and stuff like that or whatever. So it just, it's kind of like like a bunch of things that are all totally my opinion, that are all going to lead to this in the future kind of thing. Because people aren't writing the way they used to. There's a lot of, they're using a lot more shorthand and this, that, and the other thing to like talk, you know what I mean? LOL and all this other stuff, like stuff like that. So, so yeah, once again, just my opinion, but it's kind of why I see these companies like The Escapist. I don't know why you cut out all your video editors. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me, because you're not going to replace video editing.
I think they literally only fired the editor-in-chief and everyone else quit.
Well, talk about not knowing your people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, classic upper management move.
Right, like it's just like, okay, we're gonna cut the editor-in-chief to save some money because the salary's too high. Oh, now we don't have a video department. Fuck us. Like,
yeah, The Escapist is done.
Yeah. Well, it probably really snowballed once. The voice of Zero Punctuation. I'm not familiar with his name. Once he resigned, that was probably it. Like everybody else was like, oh, I'm out. Like if he's not here, there's no point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Literally all of them are now doing that thing, Second Wind. Right. They're all over there. So it's going to be like presumably the same quality of content, just under a different name, which is great.
Now, honestly, that's really good, because that was when I was reading about that. That was the one thing I was worried about. I was like, were they able to get literally everybody? You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone on the video team.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So craziness is happening. Other than that, you know what? We're gonna circle back a little bit here to Tim because he wasn't here at the beginning. Tim, what have you been playing lately, there, bud?
A lot, actually, of different things. So, where do you want me to start?
Where do you want to start?
Been enjoying the most?
Yeah.
Oh man, tinkering. I've been enjoying tinkering the most. So I've been playing a lot of like Madden on like every different. So I talked about my RG353 on the podcast before I missed 2 weeks, right?
Your what?
My retro handheld I got, right? Android
yeah.
/ Linux one.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been playing a lot of retro games on that, putting new going back and finding games that I played when I was younger that I still have the cards for, or maybe just missed out on and want to try out, like stuff like that, right? But then also I've been using it to do game streaming, and I've been game streaming since I've got a new router with Wi-Fi 6E. I've got better connection to my Steam Deck and all that, so I've been game streaming more off of my Xbox, my PlayStation, playing a lot of that. I haven't played a lot of Steam games, and then on my retro handheld, it has a function. There's this tool called Portmaster, which lets me play games that people have written code for that let me run them natively on there. So like last night, I think I put a video in the chat. I got Jedi Outcast running.
Oh yeah.
And Quake 3 and the old Quake games and like XCOM Enemy Unknown or XCOM UFO Defense and what was it, Terror from the Deep. Like a lot of like old games are now running natively on there. And I'm like, this is fun. So I've been tinkering, getting things working on that a lot, playing a lot of that stuff, and then just playing some. I've been trying to find an MMO that I've wanted to play. It's hilarious that Cody's like, RuneScape, yeah.
RuneScape and New World,
yeah,
right. And then I just kind of fell into ESO, and then I've been playing more of Fallout 76. I've never really stopped playing it. Like I play it like a couple times a week, right? But I've been playing a little bit more. And I've been playing a lot of Halo, if I'm being honest. Like a lot of Halo Infinite. The new season is fun. I don't like that some of the skins are more expensive now than they were. Like skins that were $1,200 a few months ago are now $2,200, which means they're like $22.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucking stupid.
How they were like, guys, great news. We're adding crosscore. Also, as part of that, we're increasing the price of the shoulders, even though they're not crosscore yet. Just, to get ahead of it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's part of the reason why I haven't made my way back to Halo.
It's such a bummer.
Yeah.
They also just added the Mark V armor, which looks amazing. Oh God, Tim's a robot.
Tim, you're a robot. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo.
We'll give him a second to get all the circuits loose there.
If we were better podcast hosts, we'd have a button for that.
I have a robot thing on sound.
It's not hard to set
but it's literally just the noise that we're hearing Tim make, where it's like someone cutting out.
Uh-oh, and he's gone. And he's gone.
But
all right, the cameras are just gonna stay jacked up for now.
Yeah. They added the Mark V armor to Halo Infinite, which I love. That's always been my favorite, the original armor. It looks really good. But here's what they did. To get the armor, you have to buy it for $22.
Oh.
And the armor is not like an armor core that you can like pick and choose pieces. It's what they refer to as an armor kit. So it's literally, you can't customize any of the pieces. That's just what you get. Boom. Master Chief. That's it. $22. Come on, dude.
You want to know how bad of a Halo fan I am right now? When you put that in the chat earlier, I thought you meant Mortal Kombat. And I thought there was a Mortal Kombat crossover.
That just shows how far from your mind Halo has gotten.
Yeah, dude. Like, I was just like, Mortal Kombat skins in Halo. That's awesome. Like, that's pretty cool. Not for $22, but I think that's cool. And then, and now you're explaining it to me, and I'm like, I'm just a bad
Makes
Halo.
sense.
Just a bad Halo fan these days. God.
Tim, do we got you back?
Are you back, bud? Nope.
Nope.
Oh shit!
It's hard to be a Halo fan right now, man. Like, it felt like they were really making a comeback. Oh, there he is.
Just
They
like
were
Tim's
making a
trying to.
comeback, but there's still issues, right? I still have issues with melee, right? Like the melee always feels so fucked up in this game. We talked about that. That's always been a problem. There's still some like desync issues, you know. All of the monetization is still fucked.
Sorry.
But they're doing good things, right? Like they're improving big team battle. They made it so vehicles finally both drop equally and it's fair. They're adding fun new game modes, like their infection thing was pretty sweet. Husky Raid, that's a really popular one right now. It's like just a hallway. Yeah. Hallway, 4v4, crazy beefed up weapons on the map, and it's just 2 flag CTF, and you just go nuts. You just go crazy.
Sounds like a good time. Hey, I forgot to say, you got time tonight?
Time?
I don't work tomorrow.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, I could stay up a bit.
Yeah, so New World, Halo, whatever y'all are down for, kind of thing. I'm sure Tim would enjoy some time when he gets home, kind of
Get
thing.
some gaming time. Yeah, I like it.
Normally I gotta go to bed because I gotta get up for work in the morning.
Right.
But it's a long weekend for Veterans Day, kind of thing.
Oh, right.
So
that makes sense.
I have Thursday, Friday off, and then I will not be here next week. I know I put it in the chat earlier, but I'm going to Alabama for Master Resiliency training, and so I will be a Master Resiliency trainer at the end of next week. And hopefully the government doesn't shut down, so I get all this money that I'm about to put on my government travel card paid back in a reasonable amount of time, and I don't have to pay out of pocket.
Oh, God.
You know, fun being in the government sometimes. Anyways.
Very exciting.
Oh, fun.
Tim,
Hey, Tim, welcome back.
Did you have a thought that you wanted to finish here?
I genuinely don't remember because I disconnected. What was I like?
We were talking about Halo.
I don't know. Fucking Halo's fun, but I hate their monetization. They can't. I feel like it's still driving a lot of people away, but it's because it's not what I focus on. It doesn't bug me as much, but I understand why it bothers people. So I don't know. It's a shame that 343 just can't fucking get it right ever. Like they do such great things every once in a while. I'm like, there's promise, and then they raise prices on shoulders, and I go, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, do you have any closing thoughts outside of 343 taking one step forward and 2 steps back all the time?
343, you want me to spend money in your game? Put the fucking Doomslayer helmet or a Fallout T61 helmet in there. You have other characters that you share, your parent company shares with you that you could fucking do and put in there, and I would actually give you...
I'm glad you brought that up, because my closing thought is, how fucking long do we gotta wait for crossovers in some of these mainline games? You know what? I want in Halo? I want a skin. Instead of having the energy sword, it gives me Frostborn. Because they own Blizzard now. Yeah. Fucking give me Frostborn. I will run around and beat people with it. I would pay $20 for that. I'm not gonna lie. I would, because that'd be so fucking cool.
I think I would be way more cool with that than 343 making up their own dumb shit and just making cores around random shit. Like, why isn't the Eagle Strike core Fallout?
That's a good question. Am I being pedantic, or is it called Frostmourne?
Oh, it is Frostmourne. No, you're right. You're right. I haven't read.
Okay, I apologize. I'm just sitting there like, hang on.
No, you're good. I'm actually glad you corrected me, because I haven't paid attention to Warcraft lore in a fucking hot minute. So that's fine. Tim, you missed it when Justin was talking about in the chat earlier about the MK5 armor or whatever being $22. Halo was so far from my mind that I didn't think of the Mark V armor. I thought Mortal Kombat. That's what I thought of. Now I was like, I don't really know what the fuck that is, but Mortal Kombat crossover is dope as fuck. Like,
Cody, there is no Mortal Kombat 5.
no, I know. Like, I saw MK in my mind, and I don't even play Mortal Kombat. I don't even play it, but that was MK in my mind.
Those letters, that's what they mean.
Yeah.
My new final thought is finish him. This is
finish him.
Justin, you got any final thoughts, my man?
My final thought is I have no regrets about refunding the Metal Gear collection on Steam and buying several cool indie games that I've been thinking about buying for a while instead.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. I'm glad you do that. I'm glad you do that. Anyways, all right. This has been Olip. We love you. The boys, minus me, will be back next week, 10 p.m. Central, Wednesday. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye, everybody.